Jennifer here. I'm going to be shooting a freezer video meal. This is totally impromptu. I was going to just do it, but then I thought, no, I better film it in case it turns out really good. So this is what I have. I'm totally improvising. So I just wanted to show you my process, okay? I have what I have, and I'm just going to use this to make a few meals. So I do have, I think this is about 4.5 pounds of chicken breast. And I have a giant bag of spinach. I have some onions. I have this enormous squash from our garden, the zucchini squash, and then I have a ton of brown rice. So with all of this, I plan to just make a few casseroles for the freezer. Okay, brought my light over here. I already have my rice cooking away. I have 8 cups of rice cooking away in my rice cooker. Okay, so I put the chicken in the Instant Pot. I sprayed it with cooking spray, put salt and pepper on it, and I'm going to put about 2 cups of water. You could do broth too. I'm just going to use water here because I don't have broth. Organic, no salt seasoning onto it. There we go. Let's put this in the Instant Pot. I know I keep meaning to show the Instant Pot more. My daughter's laughing in the background. You can tell I use it a lot. I mean, I need to kind of clean it around the edges here. So I'm going to do this I'm going to do about 20 minutes and see if that cooks it. It's funny, I always guess with the Instant Pot. I just kind of put everything on 20 minutes high pressure and it tends to come out. So I'm going to do that, and there we go. And so while it's cooking, I'm going to go chop the vegetables and clean up this messy kitchen. I'm just cooking this down, and the zucchini is actually making it a little bit watery, so I'm going to have to drain this when I finish. This time I'm going to add chopped spinach. And this will cook down a lot. Whoa. And it looks like it did cook really well. So I'm gonna take this out and chop it up and add it to my vegetables that are cooking on the stove. Meanwhile, my rice is also finished. Okay, so I have my vegetables that have cooked down, and I drained a lot of the liquid, not all of it, because it's okay to have a bit of moisture here. And I chopped the chicken, and it cooked really well from the Instant Pot. And some people might say, why did you cook it in the Instant Pot? That's just one way you can do it. You could also put it in the slow cooker, or you could, sorry, I'm trying to get the chicken here, cook it on a skillet. But with this much chicken, it was just really easy for 20 minutes to just be in the Instant Pot. So it's shredded now, and I'm just adding this to my vegetables. And I pretty much put that entire 2-pound bag of spinach in here, so that really did cook down. I'm going to use this as a base, and I'm going to make 3 different casseroles just to give you options. I'm going to add also 8 cups of the cooked brown rice. So that's a lot of rice for that, just to incorporate it all. So just mix this all together as best you can to just incorporate everything. And we're going to use this as a base for the casseroles that I'm going to make. Okay, so the first one I'm going to make for you is a ranch flavored chicken casserole. So we're just going to use the chicken base that we made. And where's my ranch? I'm just going to use this ranch seasoning and salad dressing. You can get these in the packets. I got the big one from Costco. We use this a lot, as you can tell. Just a great seasoning. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to fill the bowl with the mixture. And again, I don't have exact measurements. I will try to put exact measurements on my blog. And by the way, on my blog, I provide all of these recipes, and you can print them out too. So I'll link that below. Really, you can improvise. It just depends on how much you want to use it. So I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of the ranch seasoning into here. I'm going to do about 1.5 cups of milk, about 1 cup of water, and I have about 1/4 cup of butter melted. I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together. So this is going to be a really creamy casserole, and if you feel that it's too watery, you can just add more of the chicken mixture. It does thicken up as it cooks. I'm going to add a little bit more of the chicken rice mixture. With a separate spoon, I'm going to taste it. Okay, that's delicious. It's really creamy, it's good, and it's not too salty. So, aluminum freezer pan now, and I like to use these when I freeze. You don't have to, you can use just a regular casserole dish. I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken mixture here, and I'm toasting breadcrumbs on the stove right now, which I need to get before they burn. It's burnt my breadcrumbs. So that's it, and I'm just going to sprinkle this with breadcrumbs, and this is just a really creamy, delicious casserole packed with vegetables. You could put whatever vegetables you have. You don't have to use the ones that I'm doing here. I just want to illustrate that I'm just using what I have, and it works out really well either way. So there we go. Okay, this is going to be one that doesn't use the ranch dressing in case you didn't want to use that or you didn't have it. So I'm just going to put around the same amount into the bowl. I'm using the same bowl because they're very similar flavors here, so that's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put 1.5 cups of chicken broth, and I actually am just using what came out of the Instant Pot, so I made my own chicken broth there with that chicken. So I'm going to use about 1.5 cups of that, and I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of butter and about 1/3 cup of flour here. And I'm going to mix that together. And to this, I'm adding 1 cup of milk. Okay, so I'm just going to mix this together, and it is watery, so I'm going to add more of the chicken. And that's okay because the last one that I use doesn't require as much chicken. So here we go. And you get to the point where you really do play it, by ear, and it works for you. So again, the flour will thicken this up when it cooks. And to just add a different flavor, I'm just going to be putting some Italian spices. You could put chopped fresh herbs if you have them, like parsley or whatever you want. Okay, this one's really good. It's subtle and it's different than the other one. I'm going to add a bit of salt because we didn't have that seasoning that the other one had. If it seems watery, because it will thicken up as it cooks. So I'm going to take my next casserole pan here. I'm going to pour it in. You could also add cheese to this. That would be good too. Yummy. Take my breadcrumbs and sprinkle them on. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same casserole. I'm just giving you different options of doing it. That's the nice, buttery, creamy casserole. Okay, and for the final casserole, you're going to take the last third of that mixture and put it in your bowl. And this is for people that don't have anything but cream of mushroom soup, which is a lot of us a lot of the time. So this one's just going to use cream of mushroom soup. So you're going to go ahead and put that in there. Undiluted, along with 1 cup of chicken broth, or you could use water. You could even use milk probably. This is about a tablespoon of melted butter. And I'm just going to do a little bit of salt, too much, and some pepper. If I could find the pepper. So go ahead and mix all of this up together. Sometimes you just have to use the cream of mushroom soup. I'm adding one of my favorite spices, which is paprika. You can add that to taste. I ran out of spoons, so I'm using a baby spoon. And that's good. I'm going to take my pan and dump it all in. This one's a little bit smaller than the other ones. That's okay. So on top of this, I'm actually going to, you could do cheese, you could do breadcrumbs, to do some grated Parmesan cheese on top of this. But just use whatever toppings you want. Okay, there you have it, my 3 creamy chicken casseroles. And they're just all variations on each other. You could do all of them with the same ingredients, or, you know, it just depends on what you have. I just wanted to kind of give you options. And like I said, I just used what I had. So I had a lot of chicken, I had a lot of spinach, I had that zucchini I needed to use up. You could use anything. You could use chopped celery, chopped carrots, you could put corn in this, cheese. Just use your imagination and use whatever you have, and you'll just have a good casserole. Just taste it as you go and you can make it really good. So we have a creamy chicken ranch casserole, creamy butter chicken casserole, and creamy mushroom chicken casserole. So you can freeze all of these, just cover them with foil and label them, and you can just bring them out and thaw them. You don't even have to thaw them the night before. You could put them in the oven. At frozen, they just have to cook longer. But generally, if it's thawed, it's about 350 degrees for about 45 to 50 minutes. And if it's frozen, it will be 350 degrees for about an hour and a half to sometimes hour and 45 minutes, depending. Okay, the kids actually wanted to eat the creamy mushroom chicken casserole tonight, so I went ahead and just put that in the oven, and I topped it also with breadcrumbs. This is the one that I did with Parmesan too. So that's what we're having tonight for dinner, and I'm serving it with broccoli and some French bread, and it looks really good. Thank you for joining me today, and if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Go ahead and click the red subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications for whenever I upload a video. That is it. We are looking forward to having dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me on the Daily Connoisseur, and I'll see you next time. Bye.